Is it the jump scare, the demonic face, or is it the story you don't know? The one that happened after the director yelled, "Cut." For the casts and crews of films like The Exorcist, Poltergeist, and The Omen, the terror wasn't just make-believe. It was real life. It was mysterious fires on set, freak lightning strikes, and a string of shocking, untimely deaths. It was the feeling that the evil they were putting on screen had somehow broken free and latched onto them. We love to be scared, but what happens when the fiction becomes a little too real? Skeptics call it coincidence, but for those who were there, it felt like a warning. They believed that when you make a movie about the devil, you might just get his attention. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 3 of Hollywood's most notoriously cursed films, where the real horror was happening off-screen. Released in 1973, The Exorcist is still called one of the most terrifying films ever made. The shoot was a nightmare, lasting for over a year and pushing everyone involved to their breaking point. But beyond all the normal production drama, a dark cloud seemed to settle over the film, leading many to believe it was genuinely cursed. It started with a fire. The entire set of the McNeil family home, a massive build on a New York studio lot, went up in flames. The cause was eventually traced to a bird flying into a circuit box, but the fire destroyed almost everything, delaying production for 6 weeks. The truly chilling detail? The one room left completely untouched by the blaze was Reagan's bedroom, the very center of the demonic possession in the film. When filming started again, the weirdness turned into real physical harm. The set was famously kept at freezing temperatures to capture the actor's visible breath. Actress Ellen Burstyn, who played Reagan's mother, suffered a painful and lasting back injury when a stunt went wrong. A harness that was supposed to pull her to the ground was pulled way too hard by a crew member. She was slammed to the floor. Her raw scream of agony is the take they used in the movie. Linda Blair, the young actress playing Reagan, also suffered. During one of the violent bed-shaking scenes, the harness holding her in place broke. The incident resulted in a back injury, and her real screams of pain, "Please, make it stop, it hurts," were left in the final cut. But the film's dark cloud seemed to stretch far beyond the set. A string of deaths plagued the production. While some exaggerated claims mention up to 9 fatalities, the real events were chilling enough. Actor Jack McGowan, who played Burke Dennings, died from influenza just a week after his character was brutally killed in the movie. And Vasiliki Maliaros, the actress who played Father Karras's mother, also passed away before the film's release, just like her character. Both Linda Blair and Max von Sydow, Father Marin, lost close family members during the shoot. The feeling on set got so bad that director William Friedkin, a total skeptic, asked a priest to perform a blessing on the cast, crew, and set. Even so, after the movie came out, its dark energy seemed to follow it, with reports of audience members fainting and becoming hysterical in theaters around the world. If the curse on The Exorcist was a slow, creeping dread, the curse of 1976's The Omen was like a series of shocking, violent events ripped straight out of its own script. The movie is about the young Antichrist, Damien, and the production was surrounded by so much tragedy that producer Harvey Bernhardt started carrying a crucifix on set. He later said, "The devil was at work, and he didn't want that film made." The trouble started from the sky. In 3 separate, unbelievable incidents, planes carrying people involved with the film were struck by lightning. One flight carried star Gregory Peck, another carried screenwriter David Seltzer, and a third carried executive producer Mace Neufeld. Peck also dodged a bullet when he canceled a flight on a private jet at the last minute. That same plane later crashed, killing everyone on board. In a horrifying twist, as the jet came down, it hit a car on a road below, killing the pilot's wife and 2 children inside. The bad omens didn't stop. Both director Richard Donner's hotel and a restaurant producer Mace Neufeld was about to eat at were bombed by the IRA during the Troubles in London. On set, even the animals seemed to have a real sense of menace. The Rottweilers portraying the film's hellhounds viciously attacked their trainers, at one point injuring a stuntman. During the famous safari park scene, the baboon's attack on the car was so intense that actress Lee Remick's terror was 100% genuine. Later, an animal handler who had worked on the film was killed by a lion. But this is where the story goes from eerie to deeply disturbing. The most infamous event tied to the Omen is one that mirrors one of the film's most gruesome scenes. Special effects artist John Richardson designed the movie's iconic decapitation scene. Months after the film came out, on Friday, August 13, 1976, Richardson was in a head-on car crash in Holland. He survived, but his assistant, Liz Moore, was decapitated in a way terrifyingly similar to the death he had created on screen. A shaken Richardson later claimed that as he stumbled from the wreckage, he saw a roadside sign for the town of Omen, 66.6 kilometers away. While the curses of The Exorcist and The Omen were focused on their productions, the legend of 1982's Poltergeist is defined by the heartbreaking deaths that followed its cast members. The plot, about a house built on an old cemetery, became a chilling reality when it was revealed the production used real human skeletons in the famous swimming pool scene. Why? Because it was cheaper to buy real medical skeletons than to make convincing fakes. Actress Jo Beth Williams, who played the mother, had no idea she was swimming with actual human remains until after filming was over. Believers in the curse often point to this as the ultimate act of disrespect, an invitation for a malevolent energy to enter the lives of those involved. The vibe was so potent that on the set of the sequel, Poltergeist 2, actor Will Sampson, who played a shaman, performed a real-life cleansing ritual one night to clear out what he called a lingering evil. But no ritual could stop the tragedies that cemented the film's cursed reputation. Just months after the first film's release, Dominique Dunne, who played the oldest daughter Dana, was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. She was only 22. Her death was the first shock that started the dark legend. Then came the deaths from the sequel. Julian Beck, who gave a bone-chilling performance as the evil preacher Henry Kane in Poltergeist 2, died of stomach cancer shortly after filming. Will Sampson, the very actor who tried to cleanse the set, died a year later from complications after a heart-lung transplant. But the most heartbreaking tragedy, the one most tied to the curse, was the death of the franchise's sweet, innocent star, Heather O'Rourke. The little girl who charmed the world as Carol Ann with her line, "They're here," died in 1988 at just 12 years old. After a misdiagnosis of Crohn's disease, she passed away from complications of an undiagnosed intestinal blockage right after finishing Poltergeist 3. In just 6 years, 4 key actors from the trilogy were gone. A fire that inexplicably spares a demon's room. A special effects artist whose goriest creation becomes his reality. A film series that used real human skeletons and was followed by the premature deaths of its young stars. Are these films truly cursed? You could explain it all away. Faulty wiring, dangerous stunt work, tragic illnesses, and pure, awful coincidence. But for many, the sheer number of strange events and how closely they mirror the dark themes of the movies is just too much to ignore. These stories have become a permanent part of Hollywood lore, a grim reminder of the real suffering behind the on-screen horror. So, what do you believe? Were these productions magnets for something evil, Or is it all just a collection of spooky coincidences woven into a good story? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if there's another cursed film you want me to cover, tell me about it.
Midnight.